Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube. Hello, everyone. Hello, how are you? Carol, thank you so much for this opportunity to share with me and others about the AO scan. This is going to be broadcasted in Carol's group. I'm sorry, Carol, can you share what the
Yes.
group is again,
We have a
please?
mastermind, connections, strategic connections. So my Rolodex has about 110,000 people in it. And so people from all over the world. And one of the things I'm known for is a master connector. Um, Annette and I met, oh, it's coming up to what, 10, 11 months now. And we've become really close friends. And that's the beauty of the connections I have on my phone is I build long-term friendships. So when you get to know somebody and you get to know their gift set, their art or their projects or whatever it is they're doing, when I make a referral, it's because I know them on a personal level, know what they're doing and how they're working things out and all of that. So Annette and her AO scan. And why don't you give a little bit of background first so there's some content as to why we're talking about the AO scan in the first place and how you got there, and then we'll go into the AO scan.
Sure. So I was introduced to something called the AO scan. It was created by a company that has been created actually. Originally, they created what they call the professional model of it, of the AO scan. And then they found that this is so useful that anybody could use it. So they've created what they call a portable model, which is looks similar to this. It's basically a cell phone. It's a military grade cell phone, but it has the program in it. As you can see, I'm running a scan right now on here, and it scans the body. So the company had discovered that the Russian space program back in the 80s were doing research on frequencies of the body, that every organ, like we all know that everything is energy and everything vibrates at a different frequency. So what they've done is they were able to map out the frequencies of the body and of the organs. And this company approached the Russian space program and asked them if they could have that file, because after they had done the completion of the study, they never did anything with the work. It just kind of sat there, and the work was created from Nikola Tesla and people before him and people after him, but as far back as Einstein and as far forward to whoever was available in the 80s. And I had not really knowing what I was doing with it. So I was looking for volunteers to just kind of play, right? Just kind of play around with it. So I played with Carol, and I will let her share her experience of what she discovered and how she and what her experience was doing the AO scan. So what I did though is I with Carol, I can run it. It utilizes radionics. So I can run it when the client is present and also when the client is not present. I always like to do a scan with the client present so that they have a better understanding of what's happening when I'm doing it when they're not present. So I just do a phone call with Carol and did the program. And then after the program, I do a protocol to help clear some stuck energies within her field that I had found via the scan. And one of the things that we discovered was issues with her knee. And I will let her share her experience with that and what she shared with me just prior to this call. That absolutely excited me. So thanks.
Yes. So, hello, everyone. So, interesting enough, she was able to pick up on a scan. I had a back injury like 10 years ago on my lower back area. And so she was actually able to pick up that old injury. And then I had been in a car accident. Someone had rear-ended me in September, going full speed, hit the car behind me as I'm sitting at a red light, which cracked the frame of my car, knocked the shoes off my feet, and my foot was on the brake. And so I got dashboard knee. So that thing has been hurting considerably. So I've been going to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor had made a mention, you do a lot of energy work and you do a lot of frequency medicine because he could pick that up. Interesting enough, when she was scanning me, she goes, "You must be going to a chiropractor because your spine is in pretty good condition." So it was funny because here within a week, we had two different kinds of information from two different parts of the world. She's Toronto, I'm in the Chicagoland area, and they're confirming each other. So as the AO scan was working and the programs were working, Annette has her own gift set as an intuitive as well, and then looking at her reference books that she has. So not only is she using the one that device with multiple frequencies and healing properties that helps at a cellular level readjust and correct or move the stuck energy out. My knee has, I had just had an MRI on it, the week before, 2 weeks before, because it just didn't want to give up on hurting. So here we go. So up on the front end of my leg, it hurt a lot, and under the kneecap. So there has been the decrease of at least 80% of the pain. And that has been really helpful for my ability to walk. And because I was using the electric scooters, and so I'm not using the electric scooters as of right now, which helps because I'm back up on my feet and I'm walking at the grocery store or at Menards or wherever I'm at. So I just had to tell her that was life changing. And I meant it seriously because I'm really active. I'm a mom of 8, grandmother of soon to be 17. And I usually sit Indian style on the floor. And I have not been able to do that with this knee since the accident. Sitting Indian style is not still on the favorite list right now, but it has improved that much. And I just wanted people to know the beauty of the mastermind group that I have is we have really cool individuals who are members who have their own gift set. But this is something that you could utilize because Annette has her Vibe program, which is custom to each person. So it's not just a general practitioner. You're going to someone who can really fine tune into you individually. That's a big advantage. And I, as a master connector and connection strategist, when someone calls me and they're looking for something, whether they're looking for capital or they're looking for alternative health practitioners or MDs or engineers, IP, lawyers, SEC attorneys, the cool part is I know who to call. If I don't have the direct phone number, I can get it. So big box, little box, products, production, manufacturing, creating a new idea, launching it. These all come from the growth of where we've been in our lifetime, the bumps we've had in the road, and where we're going and how we're, you can hear my grandkids. They have a 10-minute break from online school. And so now they're playing hide and go seek. So sorry. So anyways, so Annette, do you want to tell them also about your Vibe program?
Certainly. So the Vibe program was created for people who are looking to, people who know that there is more to life than what they're living, right? Having that inner knowing inside that, you know what, whatever's going on out here, is not necessarily what's going on in here. And then to finding that balance between the two. So the Vibe program is a 12-week program where I utilize the AO scan. I also provide a Vibe session, which I should explain a little bit more. So Vibe was created about 4 years ago. And I am the creator of Vibe. It's not something that other people do, that nobody else does Vibe at this point. And what it is a combination of energy work along with frequency created by the human voice. And what that frequency does is what the combination of the two together allows the client to go into a deep state of relaxation and also able to get clarity on questions or things that they've been looking for. A lot of my clients, what they report after a session is they feel cleaner. They don't really know what that means, but they just energetically feel cleaner. And I've been able to help with the energy work to bring things into balance. Like I've worked with Carol on her knee before with the Vibe, and then we got really great results with the AO scan. So you get a Vibe session once a week. Through the month, you get one Vibe session once a month. You get a group coaching call once a month where you can talk with other people in the program, or you can talk directly with myself and ask questions, because I have found that most people who are looking looking for a program to grow, that they have the similar concerns of other people in the group. So you may not think that your question is very important, but there may be somebody else out there feeling the exact same way and is afraid to ask. So that's why I find the benefit of a group coaching call, so that we're able to address those things, address those questions, and get things answered. The fourth thing is something called soul tones. So soul tones is using the frequency of your voice, because your voice is unique as your fingerprint and as your DNA. Everything about you is carried in the sound of your voice. And I take a 15-second voice sample. So I capture a 15-second voice sample, run it through an award-winning computer program that analyzes 1.5 billion bits of information to create a set of frequencies specifically for you. Now, that does not mean that if you play those frequencies in your home, that the people that are in your home will not benefit from it also, because we are all connected. We are all one. Even though we are separate and unique in our own ways, we are still all connected. So again, some of the situations or the issues that you may be dealing with may be being dealt with in people in your home. So your tones will also benefit them. So everything you receive, once a month of soul tones, once a month Vibe session, once a month an AO scan session, which I will also be scanning you throughout the month, but you get an actual virtual session so that you have a full understanding of what's happening. And then I run those scans throughout the month. So you're constantly getting your organs inside your body, your energy field, because everything is connected. So all of that is getting scanned and balanced so that you can be the utmost and the perfect you, if that makes sense. You're muted, Carol.
Yeah, because the grandkids are like running through. I'm just trying to corral them. I'm just like,
so that's basically the program, and it is a 12-week program. So as I said, and then right now, because of COVID and December, I am offering the program for $249. Regularly, it is $297. So I am running the beta program at $249, and if anybody's interested, the information will be below in the video.
So the other thing is they can find you on Facebook under Annette Parker.
Yeah, and they can also, if you're interested in getting a 5-minute mental release, I have created a 5-minute mental release, which assists you in 5 minutes to get centered, to get grounded, to get clear. So when you're having those frustrated moments, or you're sitting there going, what am I going to do next? Or, we all have them, and if you don't, good for you. but we all have those moments where we're just feeling frustrated, or we're feeling that lull. I always find that around between 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I get a lull. So that's when I utilize the 5-minute mental release. And you can get your free copy of the 5-minute mental release at vibeaction.ca. That's vibeaction.ca, vibeaction.ca.
And it's .ca because you are from Canada.
I am from Canada.
so that way there's no confusion as to why the CA is there. Um, that's really special because I have benefited from our association for sure. And thank you for being a member of the Mastermind
My pleasure.
Strategic Connections on Facebook. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Um, so if you guys, and today is Giving Tuesday for nonprofits. So if there's a nonprofit out there that you care about, you know, you can go on Amazon on the Smiles. My personal foundation that we have is the Educational Foundation for the Children of Fiji. It's a 501c3. But find a nonprofit that you have passion about and bless them today, because everybody needs to be infused with a blessing, whether it's a dollar, whether it's a smile, a hug, or you name it. You know, go out and give it today.
I'd like to take that even one step further. After blessing your nonprofit who you have passion for, bless somebody in your community, because
Yeah.
right now with COVID, so many people with the lockdowns that are going on, a lot of people are struggling with depression, are
Oh yeah.
struggling with loneliness. You know, if you have an elder person in your life, give them a call, because the elderly, I am finding, are even more depressed and more lonely and bored. You know,
Yeah.
like I know here in town, I have my mother and my brother's mother-in-law who I am supporting, and they're bored because they can't do the activities that are usually there. They're not allowed out of their room. They're having, like, my mom says it feels like being in jail because she can't
Yeah.
even go out and to walk the halls. They're not allowed. They
Yeah.
only allow 3 people out of their rooms at a time. So it's almost like they are in isolation. So give them a call and put a smile on their face today.
Yeah. That is so true. Um, yeah. I know um, any arts and crafts that they can do, um, anything, any way to interact, right?
Even just a phone call,
Yeah.
like it
Yeah.
really does. A phone call really brightens their day.
It does. It does.
And it shows that somebody cares, because often when they're sitting there, what I'm finding is with the older generation is they've got nothing to do, so all they do is think, and
Yeah.
they actually think themselves into a tizzy and bring themselves down. So by giving them that phone call and having a positive conversation with them, you can turn that spiral up and turn
Yeah.
that frown into a smile.
Yes. So thank you very much. This has been a great introduction to your Vibe program and to the AO scan. Thank you, Annette.
Thank you for the opportunity.